Hey everybody, Barry with Christenson Transportation, where it's raining. Thanks for being here today. I wanted to keep everybody informed of certain things that we do around here and why we do them. So one of the things we do is every department comes up with some KPIs, some key performance indicators, and it kind of is like taking your blood pressure in your department. How am I doing? What is it high? Is it low? Is it middle? What can I do to fix it? So the safety department has come up with some KPIs, and we've also done some technology improvements in the building. We put big flat screens in multiple areas of the business. And on those flat screens, we will display the KPIs for each department, operations, accounting, maintenance, safety, so that we keep focus. We look up and say, oh, here's where we're at. Let's keep an eye on the target. And it allows the drivers to come in and see what's important to Christensen, what makes Christensen tick, and how can we improve that and help that. Kind of just a constant reminder of what we need to be doing and working on. We were tasked with coming up with 3 main KPIs that we would look at by department. I almost got 3. We got 4. There's just so many things, especially that, safety's kind of snobby. We think we rule the world and everything revolves around us and everything's important. But some made the list. When there's a cut, you gotta pick your top. So number 1, we have our video alerts, and these alerts are automatically emailed to us by the system in the trucks. And there's just a few that we've picked out that are very important. You've got harsh brakes; it could be an accident. You've got no seatbelt. You've got distracted driving, cell phone use, things like that that are very important. That's what keeps us out of trouble, keeps us safe on the highway. We don't go out and look for those, but if your driver has 3 instances of something speeding, not wearing a seatbelt, it'll tell you, hey, put your seatbelt on. Hey, slow down. Hey, put your brakes on quicker. Put your phone down. We get those after 3 times that the system is telling the driver. It finally emails us all 3 videos, and then we address those. And we keep track of what's the most common one we get. What do we need to focus on? What do we need to inform the drivers about? And we also look at those and say, well, that's kind of a false reading. That person has an orange shirt. We got an orange seatbelt, so we're going to thumbs down it, and eventually it'll learn to correct itself before it's yelling at the driver and sending videos to us. So we've got alerts, safety alerts. That's one of our 3 KPIs. 4. Roadside inspections, very important. We've got to do our pre-trips, keep up our stuff. Don't pull across the scale with a flat tire or a missing mud flap. But I can tell you that the root cause, and then when we have an accident, we have an inspection, we have anything, we know what happened. That's just the result. What's the root cause of this? So the root cause of about 80% of inspections is you're doing something. There's not at scale houses. They're going down the road. So you're either speeding, and I'm not saying this is Christensen. I'm saying what the root causes of most of them are. Speeding, and then we also find left lane. So typically Indiana, Tennessee, Georgia, California, all these places have got they've got lane restrictions, and they've had them since before you had your CDL. So don't say, well, I got caught up and I didn't realize they've been like that forever. So you jump out in that left lane and you pass somebody, and all of a sudden that line on the right fills up, you might get hung out there. And that causes us to get stopped. And it's just typically, though, we're speeding in the left lane and they'll write a speed warning. We'll get a left lane violation, and then they find the flat tire and the turn signal that's not working, or the mud flap, and it just brings on all these issues. So that's a very important thing for us to study is our roadsides, and our roadsides also directly take that information and affect our CSA scores, and those are the scores that insurance companies look at. The general public has access to that. People we don't want looking at them have the access to that because they don't know how to interpret those. Some of them, they've got different categories, and some of them sound terrible, but it's, hey, I forgot to put my trailer number in there and it got me for an hours of service violation. So there's some stuff that we have to know how to read, but people don't get that detailed information. So it's important that we're as good as we can be. And I can tell you, we've got absolutely flawless records in some of those categories. Our crash indicator was at a 3. That means only 3% of people driving trucks have a better crash rating than Christenson Transportation. Hours of service, we don't have those issues. So everything is good. I'm not complaining, but we have to focus on it. We have to maintain that because it's like practice. If you don't practice, you lose your touch. If you don't focus on these key indicators, they slip away from you. So roadside inspections is a big one that we broadcast. We also track our open accidents. In the safety department, we like to let things, I always say, don't live in the past. Well, what I want to live in the past is accidents. So they happen. Majority of them are not our fault. We call the other company, with the insurance, and we close them, and they go away. The longer you leave something hanging out, you never know what's going to happen. So we track our open accidents, and we're down to just a handful. So congratulations on that once again. And the last thing that I did not want to leave off the list is we use Samba and we use Samsara, and we have scorecards that they do. Those things are plugged into the ECM of the truck, and it registers everything you do, whether it's cornering, whether it's cruise control, whether it's coasting. And coasting's a big one. Coasting means, hey, I'm in the right lane, my exit's a quarter mile up, I'm going to take my foot off the gas and I'm going to coast up to that exit, make a nice controlled exit off the interstate. That's preferable to gas, to brake, to exit. It's just know where you're at. It tells us that driver's aware of the situation, is being safe, and is being a good driver. Brain fart. Anyway, they're hooked up to the systems, and it tells us how the driver's doing, and it rates the drivers from a score of 0 to 100 and ranks them in the fleet. And I found that a lot of people, maybe not in a group, but individually, people look at that stuff. Just like the safety department, we get awards for stuff. We value that beyond anything else. That's our personal acknowledgement that we're doing something good. So the drivers, you get a score, and then it tells you, let's say you have a 90. It tells you have a 90, and here is why you got 10 points off. And it may be that you had a lane departure, harsh acceleration. You're putting your foot to the floor. Don't do that. These trucks are going to drive themselves. Just give it normal throttle. It monitors following distance, distracted driving, drowsiness, mobile uses, inattention, obstructed camera, no seatbelt, speeding, whether it's moderate, heavy, severe. Traffic lights and control signals. Did you do a rolling stop? It's going to take points off. So the point of it is, it's got a lot of stuff that it covers, a lot of driving behaviors that we try to correct and work on, and it tells us exactly where that focus needs to be. If you're in a football game and your offensive line's letting the quarterback get sacked, that's what you're going to work on, and it's very similar. What am I doing that I can improve on? And it points us right in that direction. It's like going to a shop and they're like, what are your symptoms? Well, it's doing this. Well, let's go look at the charging system or whatever it may be, so you're not wasting time on stuff that you don't need to work on or fix. So the next time you come in, look at the TV, see what is important for each department, and then say, hey, I don't do that. I need to help you guys with that. And because you're also helping yourself on your driving scores. And we'll help you with that. Our goal, and I always say this, our goal in the safety department is not like when I was a child and I'd have to go to the principal and get spanked all the time. We're not the punishment department. We're the education department. So we're going to gather data and help you be better and help us be better. You can help us be better. And we should all strive for that. You got to take pride, whether it's pride in ownership of your vehicle. I always thank people when I see them out here in our yard washing their truck. That's a $200,000 truck. Take care of it. Be proud of it. The person next to you doesn't have that truck. So, take pride in everything you do. And we take pride in being professionals. We take pride and we like to brag on our fleet. You guys win a lot of awards. You get a lot of recognition. And that says a lot. We like to spread that around the community. So do me a favor. Come in and look at these monitors. See what's important to each department. See what you can do to help out, participate, make us all better. So I know a lot of that's rambling because I typically don't have a script of any sort. Kind of go off kilter sometimes, but the point is always the point. We're trying to do good. So thanks for being at Christenson, where the truckers truck and safety definitely takes priority.